Inside your bedroom, we stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm.
So I have a bit of time before I have to go to an appointment this morning. I took off from work. I have a tad bit of time, and I thought, because I'm behind, I'm gonna go ahead and update you guys on all things Curse of Wings and Darkness. Curse of Wings and Darkness, it came to me because I was writing the Guardians of the Sixth Gate series. I was writing book 2, and in book 2, Shade of the Shadowlands, there is a character that gets introduced. He is only in Shade of the Shadowlands, and his name is Angel Ramirez. He is an older boy who's kind of like stopped through town, gets a job at the coffee shop / bookstore in town where Tori Johnson ends up taking a job. Now, I did not intend on him even being like a big character at all. When I first originally wrote it, it was just like Tori has this job because she needs something else going on in her life other than just this like craziness that is defending their gate from demons and her relationship with Jamie. So I gave her a job and I needed her to interact with people at the job. So at first it was the owner, Willow, and then she needed somebody to work with, and I thought about Angel Ramirez. And as I developed his character and as I put them together more in scenes, I quickly realized Angel is a really, really interesting person, and it is a shame that it makes no sense for him to appear in book 3. I knew that immediately. Angel was not going to be in the 3rd book for Guardians of the Sixth Gate, and he's not. But I wanted to explore him more, and if you read Shade of the Shadowlands, he does become more important in that book, and that book actually gives you a hint of what the plot for Curse of Wings and Darkness becomes, although we don't get into that piece a ton in Curse of Wings and Darkness. That will come about very quickly in book 2 of that series. So that is where Angel came from, and that is sort of where the entire book and this whole series of Curse of Wings and Darkness came from, was this character who made a brief appearance in Guardians of the Sixth Gate. Does that mean that these books cross over? Not exactly. A lot of the same mythologies exist between the two. Like Guardians are something that gets brought up in Curse of Wings and Darkness. They exist in that urban fantasy world as well. And we do encounter Guardians in Curse of Wings and Darkness. And funnily enough, as I started to write Curse of Wings and Darkness, I thought it would be fun to then loop back to something that was mentioned in Mistress of Shadows, which is book 3 of Guardians of the Sixth Gate. There's a character that gets introduced. Actually, it may be at the very end of Shade of the Shadowlands and then into Mistress of Shadows. But I looped back to that because there is a Guardian referenced in that book that we don't ever meet in the Guardians of the Sixth Gate series, but we do meet that Guardian in Curse of Wings and Darkness. All right. Everyone keeping up so far? Because this is kind of like quite the web I have spun so far. So that is how I developed this story, this vampire romance. It is on the steamier side. There is some spicy scenes in it. And actually, as I'm going through and editing, I find myself adding more details. So it may even get a little bit spicier. I do think the books after this first one will have more spicy scenes than maybe this one. This one's definitely setting up the plots, setting up a lot of the tension that we'll deal with in subsequent books. So that is where this book started to develop. So now let's talk a little bit more about the plot of Curse of Wings and Darkness and what this whole book is actually about. This book starts with Lily Thompson. She is a rich girl, quite honestly. Rich white girl is what she is. Fits the whole Starbucks basic white girl persona. Except that she is learning from her experiences at NYU, where she is at school, that and from broadening her horizons in general, that there are a lot of things that she doesn't know. So to be quite honest, Lily is extremely naive, and in a way, because she's extremely naive and she was sheltered her whole life by her parents and being an only child, she also has a lot of struggles with anxiety. So mental health is something that I wrote into this book. There are scenes of like panic attacks, severe anxiety. There are also there's also mention of like sexual assault. So if that is something that is extremely tender to you, you may not want to read this book. It is like mention, it's not on page sexual assault at all. But there is mention of it. Just thought I would throw that out there. But that is where we start. We start with Lily. Lily has a YouTube channel because she's at NYU for cello performance. The big dream has always been to be in the New York Phil. She wants to play music, but as she got out on her own, she found that she likes to do like a mix of styles, and she really likes playing cello with some like deeper undertones, sort of like a pop rock style, more like a metalcore style. And she's had actually a lot of success with that on her YouTube channel, and it has grown. And now she's having to come to make decisions about where does she see this going? Is this something that she wants to do in the future? So she's got a lot of stressors in her life. Finals are coming up. Her best friend, who also grew up with her, they went to the same Catholic girls' school, and then moved into a New York apartment together. Her friend convinces her to go to a local nightclub that is just down the road. And so they go. The friend is not the best, actually, at looking out for her, and finds herself a girl that she goes off with. They dance. They end up hooking up, doing their own thing. And Lily is left in the nightclub kind of on her own, and she meets a guy who doesn't turn out to be the best. And that's when Angel comes in. We have seen Angel before. At this point, we've met him a few times, and as the night progresses, there's a moment of reveal, and Lily has to decide exactly what she saw. Is that real? And how she wants to proceed. Does she proceed in pursuing him despite some of her better judgment, knowing this is kind of a risky, dangerous situation? Or does she stay away and just pretend it never happens? I think you guys can see where this is going. So most of book one of the series, so Curse of Wings and Darkness, follows Lily and like her growth. So a lot of it is her growth with her, some past issues that she's experienced that come to light. That is something that gets brought back up in this book, and she has to deal with it, and she has to make some decisions for herself moving forward and deal with a little bit of that anxiety. So book one mostly follows her trajectory as well as the relationship between her and Angel. As we get to the end of the book, though, we learn that Angel has some secrets of his own, and he maybe stuck around for other reasons. So there's some things Angel has been hiding from Lily that start to come to light, and that is where we leave off, and book two starts to pick up, is with more information about Angel and his past. So I have not written book two yet, but I do have a title picked, and I will not be telling you guys that today. That is pretty much what Curse of Wings and Darkness is all about. I'm really excited to release it. I wish at this point, I don't even have like a draft of a blurb for you guys. Normally I do when I do these kind of update videos. So expect another one because I will probably finish that in the next month and get, probably post another update video for this book. I may at that time also be announcing the Kickstarter. I'm not sure exactly when I want to launch that, but I am planning to run a Kickstarter campaign. So if you would like a signed copy of these books and other fun goodies and stuff, then be on the lookout because I do plan on doing that this year. I didn't quite hit the mark with Winter Witches. I got extremely close though. So I feel positive and I'm hopeful that this one will do better. So this might be a really short video, but that is pretty much Curse of Wings and Darkness and where I am so far. I am just finishing my first read through of the draft. So the next step is to jump into editing my notes, and then I may read through again and make adjustments, or I may go ahead and send out to beta readers. So check the description box because if you would like to read an early draft of this book, you can do that by being a beta reader or an ARC reader. So there's an application below in the link tree. So I think that's all the updates for this project and a little bit more about it, I think. Yes. So hopefully I didn't miss anything. Thanks for watching, and check out all the description box for all my links, my books, more information. Follow me on my social media accounts. I'm super active on TikTok and Instagram, and they have been blowing up this month. I've gained so many followers and so much traction. So go be a part of that. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this book. What kind of things would you want to see in a Kickstarter campaign for this sort of a project? Also, leave me notes down below because I am curious. I would love to include some different things for that project. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.